We did a comprehensive study of existing buildings in the city, especially the buildings that we knew that our planning commission and city council liked. And what we found from the survey, and let's say we took the top 10 best buildings in the community, was that the exterior materials were predominantly brick, 75% face brick. They'd have a little bit of glass, a little bit of stone with that. We saw that as an example of what the private sector would be willing to do in the community. So we thought we might have a good match if we actually adopted that by ordinance. Brick has a number of qualities that are really long-lasting. One is, I think you look at its visual appearance, you look at its warm texture, you look at the colors, you look at the infinite variety of combination of materials, and the way that you can put them on a building creates a lot of interest and variety as comparison to a building that's made out of plain concrete panel. Our ordinance doesn't legislate how you're supposed to design the building. It only talks about building materials. It would be very difficult for us to put into ordinance form and regulate exactly how we want a building designed, because there's so many possibilities for designing the building. Why should the city necessarily be judge and jury about a particular type of style? You've got architects, you've got creative architects that are out there. They should tell us how we can make our buildings more interesting using the materials that we have. The architects have told me that our ordinance gives them the ability to be more creative with the use of materials and more creative with the design of the building because of the amount of flexibility there is with the use of that as a product type as compared to other materials. I think we get a better product out of it. And I think because of the size of a brick, and they're all different sizes, you can manipulate that in a number of different ways where you don't have that flexibility if you're working with a large concrete block or you're working with a large concrete panel. You're very limited in your applications. I would say that our developers don't look at the requirements as something they have to do. It's something they want to do because they see there's really a benefit to their property values over the long term. If you think about Minneapolis and St. Paul and a lot of the very historic structures, all of the ones that are being renovated that I've seen are made out of brick. And that says something about the material, it says something about the quality, it says something about the developers that choose to renovate those buildings, that there's something inherently positive about brick. Recently, we had the city of Roseville come out to our community to ask us about how we built such a beautiful Costco store. And we told them that a lot of that started with our requirements for brick on the building and our policies for the application of brick. And they wanted to be able to use that as one of the examples for their community. If they look at a Costco store, we can see how the brick and glass was used to make a very attractive building. When I look at our community in general and I compare it to other communities for its look and feel and character, it's just a little bit different. It's a little bit finer edge in the quality, a finer edge in the detail, a finer edge in the product type that makes us different from other communities. One of the things that we're very proud of is achieving a AAA bond rating, and not many communities are able to do that. Moody's Investments had told us when they came out to talk to us about our bond rating, one of the factors they were using was the quality of our development in Eden Prairie, our high development standards, because in their opinion, high development standards create higher property values. Higher property values create a broader tax base for the city and helps the city weather the ups and down cycles in the economy.